Welcome to Make a STEM, where we turn ideas into hands-on engineering projects through electronics, programming, and digital fabrication. What if a temperature sensor could control a physical dial? In this project, we'll combine a temperature sensor, a Wi-Fi-enabled microcontroller, and a small servo motor to build a working temperature gauge. Before we start, here's what you'll need for this project. You'll need a D1 Mini Pro, a DHT11 sensor shield, and a servo motor. For the enclosure, you'll need 2 laser-cut plywood faces, a 3D printed electronics bracket, and a 3D printed dial hand. For assembly, you'll need M3 hardware, including screws, spacers, and nuts. You'll also need a male-to-male jumper cable and a USB cable. Finally, you'll need some basic soldering tools and a computer with Arduino. Let's make the main body of our temperature gauge. We'll start by laser cutting the front and rear faces from plywood. Make sure all the mounting holes in the center opening are cut accurately, as we'll use these later during assembly. Once the cutting is complete, remove the pieces from the machine and clean up any residue. Next, we'll install the servo motor behind the dial face. Secure it using the small mounting screws and nuts. Make sure the servo shaft lines up with the center opening of the dial. Now attach the 3D printed dial hand to the servo shaft. Use the screw supplied with the servo to hold it in place. Leave it slightly loose for now. We'll adjust the position during calibration. Next, place the rear face behind the front face. Insert the M3 by 40mm button head screws through the top and right hand mounting holes. The spacers keep the 2 plates at the correct distance from each other, creating enough space for the electronics and the servo mechanism. Then position the rear face, secure the assembly with 2 M3 nuts. Next, install the 3D printed electronics bracket on the left-hand side. Align the mounting holes and secure the bracket with the shorter screws. These screws will self-thread into the printed plastic, so tighten them carefully. Now let's prepare the electronics. Start by soldering the female headers onto the microcontroller. To keep the header straight, start by soldering just 1 pin. Check the alignment and make any adjustments if needed. Once the header is straight, solder the remaining pins. You should now see clean, shiny solder joints on the other side of the board. Repeat the same process for the other side. Insert the header pins into the controller and place the board on a flat surface. To help keep the header straight, solder 1 pin first, then check the alignment. Once everything is straight, solder the remaining pins. Next, solder the stacking headers onto the sensor shield. Insert the longer female headers into the shield. These headers will allow the sensor shield to connect to the microcontroller while leaving room for the sensor. Again, start by soldering just 1 pin to hold the header in place. Check that the header is straight, then solder the remaining pins. Make sure each solder joint is clean and fully covered with solder. This creates a secure electrical connection and helps hold the header firmly in place. Once the headers are ready, plug the sensor shield onto the microcontroller. Now connect the servo motor to the sensor shield. Start by inserting the male jumper wires into the servo connector. To make the connections easier to follow, we're using the same colors as the wires on the servo. Connect the red wire to 5 volts to provide power. Connect the brown wire to ground to complete the power circuit, and connect the orange signal wire to D2. This carries the control signal from the microcontroller to the servo, telling it where to move. Place the electronics into the 3D printed bracket. Feed the wires neatly between the 2 plates. You can use a cable tie to keep the wires organized and out of the way. Now we're ready to program the gauge. Connect the microcontroller to your computer using a micro USB cable. Then open Arduino IDE. Now let's set up the Arduino IDE. First, make sure the board package is installed. If you haven't installed it yet, open the board manager and install the required package. Then select the D1 Mini Pro board from the board list. Finally, select the COM port connected to your microcontroller. Next, install the DHT sensor library. Open the library manager, search for DHT sensor library, and install the library by Adafruit. Now copy the code from the tutorial and paste it into a new Arduino sketch. Make sure the temperature sensor is connected to D4 and the servo is connected to D2. Then click Upload and wait for the process to finish. Once the code has uploaded, open the serial monitor. You should now see the temperature reading update every few seconds. Finally, it's time to calibrate the dial. Check the temperature shown in the serial monitor. For example, if the sensor reads 24 degrees Celsius, the dial hand should point to 24 degrees on the dial. Loosen the screw, holding the dial hand to the servo shaft. Carefully adjust the hand until it points to the current temperature. Then tighten the screw to secure it in place. Now let's put the gauge to the test. We placed it inside a refrigerator and watch the temperature change on the serial monitor. As the temperature dropped, the dial hand moved along with it. This gives us a simple way to check that both the temperature reading and the physical dial are responding correctly. And that's it. Want to build one yourself? Head over to the Maker Store blog for the full tutorial, including the parts list, wiring diagram, CAD files, and downloadable files. Thanks for watching. Follow Maker Store for more hands-on projects, and we'll see you in the next build.